Okay, so in this video, I want to talk about this Flymile action camera mount that's made of all metal. And two things that I want to do in this video. One is I want to showcase this really awesome little action camera mount. I know it seems trivial to be making a video just about an action camera mount, but the part of this video is I want to showcase this and I want to talk about why metal matters when it comes to action camera mounts as opposed to the plastic mounts that oftentimes come with our cameras or that we can purchase separately. So let's take a look at this guy first and just, like I said, I want to showcase this. So we have our standard, what would be standard today, action camera mount that has the two grip tabs or fingers on the top of it, which would be the bottom of the camera or the side of the camera, but the top of the mount. And we have a nice silicone grip here that has dimples here and here on either side that grip the bottom of the camera. When we flip this over on its bottom, we have a 1/4-20 mount, which is standard in photography industry, standard in the video industry, has been for years, decades actually. And then we have these flip down tabs, and this would be standard in the action camera industry, I guess you could say. So basically you have two options of mounting. If you want to put this on like anything that's 1/4-20, whether it be a selfie stick, a tripod ball head, something like that, a magnetic mount, similar. I use these magnetic mounts when I'm mounting on the outside of a vehicle. And this is definitely a place that I would use it. So something like that. And then we have our tabs that come down that are just like the plastic tabs on the action camera mounts that come with our cameras. Now, also I want to note this will pivot. If the camera's getting that, let me see if this camera can get it. It will pivot around 360 degrees. And I'll do it up here on this camera just in case that camera didn't get it. So this is a nice feature, I think, and it's stiff and it moves easily, but it doesn't move too easily. So because it doesn't move too easily, your camera's not going to be spinning around like a little pinwheel or something like that. So now let's just talk about why I have the opinion of plastic is better. And I'm going to show you some examples. So my experience goes all the way back to the Osmo Action, which today we would call the Action 1. This is in a cage. I'm not going to take it out of the cage because the cages back then were not as easy as the cages we have today, where we can just pop a door open and slide the camera out. The cages back in the day, you had to have, I'll show it here on the overhead, you had to have Allen key or Allen wrench to get these open, and you had to tighten them with an Allen wrench to keep them in the cage. Anyway, I skipped over the Osmo Action 2. That camera was not for me. It was just a totally different style camera than these cameras, if anybody ever remembers that thing. I looked at it and I said instantly, it's not for me. So I have the 3. I used this 3 extensively. I had actually several of these. I had several of these 1s, or the original Osmo Action, destroyed a few of them, sold a few on eBay. I still have one. So the 4, same way. I had several of them, destroyed a few at motorcycle hill climb events with rocks hitting them as they were on the side of the hill when the motorcycles would go up. Motorcycle would spin its tires and it would just, destroy the lens and just go right through this part, the screen. And that's why all of my cameras are in cages. So the Osmo Action 5, I have this one. I currently have that one over there. I have one up there that I'm not using. And I have a couple more that I keep in my vehicle. And then I have one Osmo Action 6. I just wanted to see, the reason I only have one of these, I just wanted to see how the open gate shooting was. these are great, but I love my Osmo Action 5s. So now we have a whole thing of paraphernalia. Now, I'm not going to go through all this stuff because it's hot in the studio here and there's no AC in the studio. You can probably see that I'm sweating bullets, but I just wanted to pull out a few items. So let's see. This is the one that I want. Okay, so I got my examples pulled out here. I should have done that ahead of time. And I just want to show why metal matters when it comes to these mounts. So we look at this mount, try not to get distracted here, and we have our plastic mount right here. Now, here are some plastic mounts that, and this is just a small sample of ones that I've had over the years, where you can see when you tighten these down, move this out of the way. When you tighten your screw handle down, there's two things that's going to happen is these tabs want to break off. And of course, the harder you are on your equipment, like I am, it's easier to break the tabs. Now the tabs will break. And then another example that I don't have is these twist screws will split up the side. So I learned a long time ago that I needed to get away from plastic and start using metal. And that's when I would start purchasing stuff like this. And as you can see, the twist screws, this is a perfect example because this is metal here. This is actually metal. I know it looks plastic, but that's black anodized aluminum. And this is aluminum. So these were my old go-to mounts in the past. These were a two-part thing. They twisted, and then they also had a magnet that held them. And the only thing was I could never get this part made of metal. I could change this part, and I could change this part out to metal, as you see in this, but I could never get this. And also, the other thing that I want to note is that back in the day, the Osmo Action 1 had to be in some type of a plastic holder. And so this is a cage, but this was the plastic holder that they came with, and it was all plastic construction, and this would break, this would break, this would break, and I have even broken the holders. You can't really see it too good, but the camera had no way to put one of these style mounts onto the bottom of the camera. So it was a challenge back in the day, but the plastic just didn't hold up. So as time evolved and we got to the Osmo Action 3, we started getting to where we had the mounts on the bottom, and you could mount through a cage like this. But then there were times when I wanted to mount directly to a cage, especially with a 1/4-20. And this one kind of gives you the best of both worlds, because when we first came to this is the Osmo Action 3. So when we first came to this, there were times when these clip mounts would still come loose off of the bottom. And if you had a plastic clip mount like this DJI one here, I have broken little plastic fingers. Now, the one thing that I can honestly say is I've never broken a metal mount. I've never had a metal mount. I've never had the tabs break. I've never had these tabs break, and I've never had the grip tabs break. Now, of course, in some type of a catastrophic thing where it flies off of a vehicle, or a motorcycle or something like that, because I shoot video for all types of events with these things, as well as using them for just pleasure stuff and easygoing stuff. But I've never had one just fail in normal use of duty, I guess you could say. So that's basically what I wanted to say about this Flymile action camera mount. It's a nice little mount. It's constructed of all metal. You got a couple different mounting points. You got your tabs, and metal matters when it comes to these. You don't want to end up with broken tabs. Like, here's another one that I have over here that's got a broken tab. The broken tab, here's one right here. This is a perfect example. So go with metal. Metal matters. Hey, if you like this video, hit like, hit subscribe. Most of all, folks, have a great day and be safe. Thanks for watching.